Welcome everyone to the Female Bodybuilding channel. I'm AJ, I'm with JB, and today we have an inspirational woman. We have IFBB Pro, Danielle WILLIS. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me, you guys.
So we've seen your, what can I say, beautiful pictures on Instagram, very colorful, very different. You have your own flavor to it. Artful. When we see you, you always spread positive energy. So we wanted to get to know you a little bit better. So that's why we wanted to have you on.
I'm excited. Yes.
Can you tell us who is Danielle WILLIS? Tell us a little bit more about yourself for the viewers.
Well, I am a new pro. I turned pro in 2019. Before Corona, before COVID, I was competing. Short-lived career thus far. I've only been competing now less than 2 years. I got my start originally in dancing since I was a little girl, 4 years old, and I still teach. So it's a part of my life. A big part of my life, and I believe that it has helped me tremendously when it comes to the posing, the showmanship on stage, and being able to make that transition from one sport to another kind of has been able to pair and partner to me harmoniously. So with the dance background and again my wanting to just be different, that's always been my thing, just wanting to be different and kind of dance to my own beat, however you want to interpret that. And I have a communications background as well, and so naturally as life goes, I decided I wanted to get fit, change things up for myself. And see, now I said the dance to preface that yes, I was active, I was moving, right? When I say fit and shape,
excuse me, what type of dance?
Ballet, jazz, contemporary is my favorite. I love anything where you can kind of do your own thing and leave it up for other people to interpret.
Okay.
So that's my favorite genre, is the contemporary style of dance. So I, again, decided to take things to another level with my fitness, and I started training seriously in 2017.
Okay.
And then 2018, made the decision to compete. So I did my first local show. So I am from California. I guess I should say where I'm from, right? So I'm from Southern California, born and raised. And so I did, my first show out in Culver City, the Iron Games show, and took overall.
Can I stop you a little bit? Did you have any female or male bodybuilding inspirations growing up, or was you just decided to compete, or like, did you always enjoy bodybuilding, or was this a brand new thing for you, or?
Brand new.
Wow.
My background was different in the sense that I was kind of running away from being a muscular woman, because growing up, I was teased for it. It wasn't celebrated or encouraged where I'm from. And so again, when you're a kid, right, kids being cruel, that plays a big role into how you see yourself and how you want to see yourself moving forward. So we didn't have social media when I was growing up.
What do you mean? Aren't you just 22, 23?
Sure. Forever 21, right? I'm in my mid-30s proudly. So, right, we're giving a reference of the 90s here. There wasn't social media. There wasn't Instagram and all of the different platforms where I say we because now I am, right? Muscular women are celebrated, being represented, being promoted. So, yeah, I was not wanting to be whatever I had, the little knowledge that I was given, right? And the stereotypes and things that were surrounding what it was to be a muscular woman was something that I was very fearful of, something that I didn't want for myself. Again, this is speaking for, little Danielle. This is when I was a kid. So, and then you also have to understand as a dancer, it's not before Misty Copeland and a lot of these other women that we have now that I look up to and celebrate in my industry. We didn't have that. We were told to be skinny. We were told to be thin. And it was celebrated and awarded by the roles and the parts that we were given. I was in the back, or, if you audition for a role, you may be the best one in the room, but, we like her because of what she looks like. So again, I had a completely different mindset when it came to muscle, when it came to that feeling beautiful. I was, I repressed that for so long.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that I am different in that regard, because a lot of the women that I have befriended and I admire, they've known for a long time this is something that they want to do. Yeah. They embraced it. They lived it. So I'm literally the new kid on the block. And now I've been more comfortable and confident letting everybody know, hey, you guys do know one side of me, but that's just a small little drop in the bucket. You guys think I just showed up? No, I really have a whole life and a career and that was completely separate from this. I'm grateful and I believe as I'm working my own path, right? Manifesting things, words, vision, all of that. I believe that I'm here as a part of the bigger picture and things manifesting long ago in my life, truly. But I cannot say that this was the beginning and this was what I knew this would be. No. I say this all the time. If someone said, even let's put it in perspective. Every time someone would tell me, "Oh, you're big, you're muscular, you should be a bodybuilder. Oh, you're big, you're muscular, you're gonna grow up to be this. You're gonna go up to," I would cry. I'm being you want honesty, and I feel that this is going to resonate with so many women that feel uncomfortable in their skin, who do not feel beautiful as is. Before the training, before picking up a weight, I had peaks. I had a little leg. This was just dance. This is genetic. You either born, in my opinion, you either born to have muscle or you're not. Yep. Because ultimately, when it does come time to the building and it does come time to putting it together, it doesn't matter what you take. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you eat. It doesn't matter what you train. Yeah. If you're not meant to have it, you're not going to look like the person that is. Yeah. That's my opinion, and I'm a living, walking testament to it. So,
So 2017 pro card.
No, 2019.
19. Walk us through it.
So after qualifying for nationals in 2018, that's when the switch happened. That's when the switch really happened, and I went, oh, okay. That was really fun. I mean, the overall, right, of starting staying disciplined, seeing a result. I liked it. And I get to dance and be artistic and creative in the process. Ooh, perfect.
Perfect.
So I decided, let's do this pro card. Let's do this pro card. Let's go all the way. And I registered for USA's, which was July.
Yep.
And signed up in physique because, again, that is what I started with. Taking the overall in physique, naturally, let's go for physique. So, mind you, no experience, real experience, and especially on the national level.
Did you have a coach?
I do have a coach, David Ellis.
Okay.
But I did not have a posing coach.
Okay.
Or anything other than just it's, just been my coach. He does my food and my gear and training. I'm very blessed in that regard.
Yeah.
But as far as everything else, I've since outsourced and figured it out on my own. However, I did not, for my first show, have any reinforcements, help, aid in the presentation department. So we just went with what we knew, what we thought. Of course, I researched, looked online, looked at different videos here and there.
Yep.
But again, it is different when you are learning new things to learn from professionals and people that can give you that actual proper positioning, training, guidance, or do it yourself. So did it yourself. And to be honest, it showed. I mean, was I disappointed that I didn't get it on my first try? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I really envisioned, just like, I could do this. And then, I don't know, I'm the type of person, the closer I get to show day or on show day, I've always been this way. I'm just like, I don't know, I just get in this zone. And I'm like, we're just going all in. We got this, we got this, we got this. And I'm just, envisioning my moment on the stage and the performance. And I've just been like this since I was young. Doesn't matter if it's a recital. It doesn't matter if it's a competition. The closer I get, especially the performance part, that's just always been me. I know some people have a completely different approach to it. So I'm not saying everybody, is like me, but this is just how I've been. So yes, again, not getting it, then, of course, yeah, felt that one in the chest.
Mm.
And I love talking about it because I love being able to say, you can put all of your intentions and your effort and everything into it, and if it's just not aligned that day or that moment, it's just not gonna happen. But it doesn't mean that it's not meant for you and it's not meant to happen. But you have to retool and you got to go back in your and figure out, okay, so we were aligned enough to get to this point, and we were we were so close. If we had just had a couple T's crossed, couple I's dotted, you understand?
Yeah.
The calibrations would have been running, and it, to me, would have been a different result. So what did I do? I went back, and that's what I did. I registered the day of. I literally walked out swallowing, I love talking about it, swallowing all that I could with my third, walked to, I was like talking to David, I'm like, I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm show grace, gratitude, show, thankfulness, but of course, Any competitor, doesn't matter who you are, you have a moment where you're allowed to be frustrated, to you know, kind of lick your wounds, kind of be a little frustrated, you know, with yourself, with more with, okay, well, what can I do better? What that type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So I went through that in the car in real time, signed up for Pittsburgh. I'm like, we're just doing this. Boop. And I decided something inside of me, just something inside of me. And because I was looking at the pictures, right, I'm like, I stand out a lot. Why don't I try bodybuilding just in case? Now, my reference up till that point was Pump and Iron 2, Queen Linda.
Yeah.
You know, all the women of that era. So now that's in my head. So we're saying like former Danielle, no knowledge, no nothing. Danielle at this point, and this is before bodybuilding came back. This is just me going, oh, you know what? This is my moment to do something different. And I want to give myself more of a chance. So let me do both. And so signing up, did both. And I was blessed enough this time around to have Chris Cormier be my posing coach.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
And of course, he cleaned me up. That man is amazing. Yeah. He's so committed, very, very detailed. I loved being able to just be, you know, in his presence and learn so much about how to show up on stage and how to really own what you have created and do it with taste and do it with flair and do it with style. So I was able to take the little bit of me and what Chris gave me and put that together. And I was practicing his, you know, ab control, I was walking around almost every single moment, controlling my abs, you know, just every little single thing. I was sleeping in my waist trainer. I mean, I was just in the zone. And I was even affirming it. I have my pro card. I'm an IFBB pro. I have my pro card. Nothing's stopping me. I have my pro card. I was visualizing myself in my suit, standing on the stage, what it looked like, how I felt, down to every single detail.
Important.
And I believe in that. I believe in it so much. Some may, you know, to some that don't really work the mind, you know, it may seem like a grandiose thing, right? You're saying things that of that nature before it happens. I did. I mean, in my alone time, you know, into a few people that were, you know, loving enough to hear it, right? So, but it worked for me. I practiced, went back and looked at what I needed to fix and retool and cleaned it up, and showed up with a tighter package. Also learning how your body works on competition day, and with competition drugs and diuretics and all of those different things that some don't want to still talk about, but it's a real deal. Yeah. And how I reacted to certain things in Vegas, we learned from those mistakes. So that was another thing that played a role in how I showed up, how I looked on stage day. And so we went, we're not going to do that again, we're not going to do that again, and we're not going to do that again. And that showed in my pictures. Yeah. And my conditioning. And we all know conditioning is key. Yeah. So just being able to take the situation, see it for what it is, see it for what it was, And that's how I operated. And again, it was not easy. Even getting to Pittsburgh wasn't easy. I haven't opened up about it enough, but I feel as though I should, because again, it just shows the power of the mind, and it just shows the power of if you really are just intent on making something happen. I mean, we had flight delays. We were in hotels that didn't have any amenities. I didn't have any medication. Wasn't able to even take some of my pre-contest diuretics. I mean, there were a couple different, our Airbnb wasn't there was just so many different things on top of things on top of things that, again, I could have let all of that carry over into how I show up and keep me from the pro card again. But no, I was that set on, no, this is what it looks like, this is what it is, and this is how it's happening, and we put all the practice and we did all the necessary things that we need to do. And who's to say that it's going to happen that way in the future? I don't know, I can't predict, but I'm saying that once you set your mind to something and you are relentless, there's really no obstacle that can stop you from getting the job done.
Can I ask you a question? A lot of girls and men don't have this tough attitude you have. Is there anywhere you can recommend people to read or watch, or how can people get that winning warrior mentality that you have? Not everyone is born with it. Is there somewhere you can advice? Where can we go? Because not everyone is as tough as you know?
As we speak, I'm in the process of coaching a couple women on having that proper mindset that I like to call it, the alpha girl way. I know alpha girl, the connotation behind it is aggressive, kind of savage and extra dominant. And yes, of course, you have to be a dominating force in your industry, in your field, but it's also about being able to face adversity and challenges and face yourself and work through those challenges and work through those things. And I'm trying to also show relatability, and vulnerability, because again, I have a lot of conversations with a lot of competitors now that do confide in me. And I love that, because we need to have more community and we need to be able to empower one another, especially in a sport where you need to be tapped into your mind, where you need to be able to overcome many challenges.
So
and I will recommend, sorry to cut you off, but I will recommend Max Wolford, the book, it's Psycho-Cybernetics. I am finishing that book. It's an old book, came out in the 60s, but it's something that I've been recommending. I recommended it to you, AJ.
I know.
To a bunch of friends, and people have been so thankful for it. I was thankful for it. A lot of it does start with our mind. And one more thing I want to interject as I'm talking about all of this. When I say it wasn't easy, when I say I wasn't always like this, I was clinically diagnosed bipolar. So, you could say that right there is or could be a big obstacle, right? A big handicap. And for years, I did let it hold me back, and I did let it kind of handicap me. But now that I have realized just how powerful your mind really is, for the good or the bad, I'm a living proof that you can become a strong, powerful person. You can become fearless. Again, not easy, takes a lot of work. I like to call it self-work, but it does take a lot of self-work. And being in this sport, And living this lifestyle has afforded me the opportunity to really do a lot of these things over the last couple of years. So that's why I'm now emerging with my alpha girl, and just trying to debunk the stereotype, just like I want to help debunk stereotypes about muscular women. And I want to also debunk how the perception of how we're supposed to look and carry ourselves and show up. We should be able to wear the gym outfits and wear a suit, wear something classy, wear something traditional, be celebrated for being versatile, being dynamic individuals. Again, it gets lost sometimes on the muscle. It gets lost sometimes on the physique and the aesthetic. And we're real people, real women, and there's many layers to us.
So you got your pro card in only 2 years?
9 months.
Not, no, I mean, since you started to train, you said you started to train in 2017, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you got your pro card in?
19.
So what is the future for you? First of all, women's bodybuilding, you saw the Miss Olympia, correct?
Yes.
What's your opinion on it? As a young lady now coming into the game, just got her pro card, alpha girl image, not image, alpha girl, what do you call it? Alpha girl attitude.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take now? Women's bodybuilding is back, and it's not back as an afterthought. It's one of the main events, just like open men bodybuilding, in my opinion.
Sure.
So what's going down? What's going through your mind?
I'm excited. I believe that we have a beautiful representative right now in
Andrea Shaw.
Mm-hmm. Miss Andrea Shaw.
Yeah.
Beautiful representative. And I love that so many women that are feminine and beautiful and muscular were being awarded and celebrated this year. And it showed in the ones that made it to the Olympia. I am so fired up as a rookie coming up to compete with, a lot of these women. And I believe that as we continue in this trend, we're going to show that you can have a lot of muscle and you can be beautiful and it can be celebrated. So it's a good time for me to be a bodybuilder. And I believe it's a beautiful time for young girls to embrace the muscle or the little curves that they have and be able to look up and say, wow, there's someone that looks just like me. Look at her on center stage. That's what I want to be like when I grow up.
Well, it's good. It's an exciting time, isn't it?
It's an amazing time. It's just, I'm a good supporter with and friends with Asha Hadley, and she looked amazing. She had such a good year from Savannah to the Olympia. And again, me coming up, we're constantly going back and forth on social. I'm open about that, but I'm like, girl, your goals, but it's like, just seeing so many women like her, like I said, a lot of women that they picked to go to the Olympia, and a lot of the women in the lineup, it's like, that is we're moving in the right direction. That's my opinion. We're moving in the right direction.
Asha Adley, so I love her routine. It's so powerful. Also, the way she walks out and just
she's so awesome. I'm constantly, almost every day we go back and forth on each other's posts. She's awesome, and I really, really, really want to see bodybuilding, just be that main event that it is with the performances and the style and the flair and the attitude. And it's kind of, I look back at my first routine, and I was thinking in my head at first before, oh, maybe that was a bit much, but I look back at it now and I go, but for bodybuilding it's not, because if you think of all the greats, all the legends that were coming out back in the day, they were putting together full-on shows, had their voiceovers on it, had their full-on crowd. You know what I mean? Getting the crowd really engaged. That's what I was, I'm like working on my stuff now, and I'm like, I want to have a voice. I'm like thinking about all this stuff kind of ode to the old school, but I want, when people see my performances and see me pose, I want them to be engaged. I want them to feel like they're getting a performance. They're like, to feel something. And that's how I've been again since I was a little kid. When I came on stage, it was boom, boom. That's it. My parents are like, oh, there goes Danielle. You can hear them on the camera. Since I was like 10 years old, there wasn't a stage. My dad would be like, there's not a stage you don't like. But that to me is bodybuilding, being the show, yes, it's about the physique and the femininity and all of that. But to me, it's about just like being the ultimate show woman.
And you're in the right time now with Rachel Cannon. Do you know Rachel Cannon?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful routine, Christina Nicole, Mona Porcelade. There's so many girls who can really get people fired up now. And JB, can you imagine when Danielle comes out now? So she has promised the world something real. Danielle, you got to do something real special for us now when you come out.
I will. I'm gonna bring some hits.
Right now, what's the plans? Because I see our time is 7 minutes left. When will we see you on? What are you planning stage-wise now? Because it's COVID, we don't know what's going on. What's going through your mind? Are you planning something? Are you waiting to see Corona ends a little bit, or what's your plan?
My plan is to step on stage in 2021. So when January comes, I am preparing to sign up and register for a show in the summer. I am being very hopeful and confident that by summer things will be different.
Are you going to pack on? What's the? Are we going to build mass? Are we going to come in condition? Is there any goals you set for July?
Yes, we got to grow.
Oh yeah, that's what we like, JB. When the women say we got to grow. No, but seriously, how much around it? Weight is always a little bit different. The person carry it, but how much are you around right now?
145.
And you want to be on stage? It's hard to tell, but what do you think about? Good 10 pounds of muscle, or what are you thinking?
I plan on. I have to say the number because I want the number. 160 is the number. That's what I want to hit. That's what I want to hit before we shred it down.
Okay.
That's the golden number we're looking for.
Wow, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. How is your training?
I'm just shy of 5'3".
Okay.
5'2" and 3/4 for everybody who wants to know exactly.
What's your training style?
As far as
do you have any type of training style like you're known for, or is there any do you like to hit one body part each day? Do you how many times do you train? What's your style?
I hit a body part a day. I break it down, and I usually do two back days and 2 leg days.
Is those are the body parts you want to improve? Or
yes.
Are those? Yeah.
Those are the body parts that will and have to improve.
And they're going to improve. I can feel it. Can't you feel it, Danielle?
Yes,
Do you feel it?
they're
Yes.
going to improve.
Yeah.
JB, anything you want to say to Danielle before I tell her something before we go? JB?
First of all, thank you very much for being with us. And I'm very impressed of your attitude and your style. We talked a lot before then on social media. But I can see now what your nerd type is. So thank you very much.
You said you can see what my nerd type is?
Yeah.
Yes. I wave my nerd flag proudly.
It's good.
Excuse me, what are we talking about? Nerd? What?
Yeah.
Nerd? Well,
Yeah.
what is this nerd talk? I saw you because sometimes you can see personality through usually not usually, but some girls on Instagram just post a beautiful picture and there's no personality and you like, wow, you like it and you okay. But with Danielle, you can see her soul in her pictures, you know?
Thank you, because that's what I'm putting out. Thank you.
So in this industry with a lot of bland personalities, I would say you are exactly personality-wise what we need. Obviously, we got to see you bring it on stage because you personality is fine, but you got to bring it on stage as well. But I think you're going to be a fan favorite, Danielle. I think you're going to get a lot of girls interested and men interested in what you have to say. And we're going to keep a close eye on you, Danielle. And right before your pro debut, we're going to do when you pick your show in 2021, we're going to get you on a week before to see the gains and to see your mindset. And thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure. And it's nice to talk to people that give us more than just I eat 5 eggs a day. And take us out with something beautiful to the fans. Say something beautiful to the fans. And if you have any biceps, we like to see that too. But say something nice to the fans. 2 minutes we got left.
Well, I just want to say to the fans that have been following me thus far, thank you so much. To the new fans, welcome. I'm working really, really hard to bring a package, to bring just something that I believe hasn't been seen for some time. And I always want to know that I'm right there with you. And, you know, I don't want it to be just about me. I want it to be about we, you know, and I want you to know that you can do this too. You can be fit, you can be fearless, and you can be free. It all starts with your mind.
Okay, where can people follow you?
You can follow me on social right now, IG Alpha Girl, and on Facebook, Danielle Willis. I am launching launching my Alpha Girl site in 2021.
Wow. Okay.
So,
Good promote.
Good. Okay, that's it. It's a wrap. Time is going on. Thank you very much for your time, Danielle.
Thank you very much.
yes, that was good.